Welcome to PolyNome, one of the most powerful tools for the musician. You've stumbled across the first video in a series of videos that will help you get to understand how to use PolyNome. You may have found this on polynome.net/start. You can watch videos on there if you want to follow along with your device in hand, or you may have found them in the default presets. This is the main page of PolyNome, and the presets library can be found to the right. You can tap this button to view the presets library. And each of these default presets has a video attached which will explain more about how to use PolyNome. When you're done with this, you can tap on any of these and click Watch Video in order to find out more. This presets library is also where you will find playlists and playlist manager. We'll talk more about those in a later video. For now, let's tap this button to go back to the main page. In the main page, you'll find the hamburger menu in the top left. Here you can find big numbers, presets playlists, practice log, daily journal, messages, public library, preferences, and help. In the top right is the disk button. Tapping on this will bring up options for saving changes, saving as a new preset, create new preset, and load default. I'm going to tap load default. This is where I usually start. The default preset is a click in 4/4. One of the most useful features in PolyNome is the mixer. You can toggle the mixer with this button underneath the play button. In the mixer you will find faders relating to the sounds in sequencer 1 and sequencer 2, and also some metronome faders. You can swipe to see all of the faders. You can tap the menu on the left to narrow down to certain sets of faders. Tapping master will give you line 1 and 2 volumes for sequencer 1 and also for sequencer 2 if there's anything in there, and some faders for swing and delay. In the bottom you'll see metronome. Tapping on this will bring up faders for the subdivisions. Let's play PolyNome and play around with some of these faders. We have the bar and the beat faders up. Let's also push the and fader up and the 16th note faders. If you want to change the sounds for these, simply tap on set sounds and then choose a new sound. At the bottom you choose the item you want to change the sound for, and when you're done you hit done. I'm going to cancel so that I don't change those sounds. If you want to change the time signature, simply tap on the time signature and choose a new one. PolyNome will ask you if you want to simply move the bar line in the rhythm you already have or create a rhythm to fill that bar. I'm going to choose create rhythm, and now we have a click in 3/4. The bar fader is what's indicating the start of the bar. There are many ways to change the tempo in PolyNome. You can swipe on the tempo display. You can use the plus and minus nudge buttons. Long pressing on these will jump in steps of 10 by default, although you can change that in preferences. It's very quick to set the tempo by tapping on the display and entering the tempo that you want. While in here you can also use the plus and minus buttons. You can use tap tempo. You can swipe the classical tempo marking label, or you can tap on that to pick what you want. You can also change what value equals this tempo. So for example, quarter note equals 85 would be standard, but you can tap this and choose dotted quarter equals if you're in, for example, 6/8 or any other division. You'll also note a millisecond display which will tell you the number of milliseconds that 85 BPM represents. Also on this page you will find the rep and timer. When PolyNome is playing, these both count up. The timer counts in seconds and the rep counter counts loops of the pattern in sequencer 1. You can use either of these to stop PolyNome at a defined point. For example, you could set the loop counter to play 2 repetitions, and PolyNome will stop after the second rep. Or you can use the timer and set, for example, 2 seconds. We can even turn on an alarm, which has 2 different options. We'll use the kitchen timer. To set these back to loop, just tap on the repetitions and choose loop. Finally, this button under the play button is the practice event editor. Every time you play something in PolyNome, it's logged. The name of the preset, the time you played it, the tempo, and the date and time. You'll see that the examples that I've been showing you are all logged in here. And for any of these, you can enter a note by tapping on the note button. All of your practice details are available in the practice log, which you can access by tapping this button. That's it for basic metronome functions. To learn more about using the sequences and all the other powerful features in PolyNome, continue watching the presets in the demo page. Thanks again for buying PolyNome. Please get in touch via the help menu if there's anything that you can't find.